Hello, Joanne here, and in this video I want to answer another frequently asked question, which is, when is the best time to buy silver and gold? Now I'm going to take a slightly different approach and really focus on when is the best time during the year, first of all, to buy gold, silver, or precious metals. And then I'll talk about timing. Is it good to buy it now or later? Now, before I get started, gotta do my disclaimers. First one, I am not giving you any professional advice. I am not a professional. I'm sharing my own opinion, right? So you need to do your own due diligence, your own research, and take ownership of your own opinion. If you believe you need a professional to advise you on your investments, then seek out someone suitably qualified. Second, I'm going to be looking at charts which are the history of how gold and silver moves. Although history can be a good predictor, it does not directly indeed predict what is going to happen in the future because they are independent events or timelines. All right. So let's share the screen so I can take you to my first chart, which is going to be the gold chart. Here we go. Okay, so you should see on the screen a candlestick chart of gold, and actually it has the history of gold from 2010 to 2017 available, but I really want to look at it and show you a few things that I picked up on based on my review of how both gold and silver move. So you'll see we have some dips in July. You'll see it got a little bit better coming on to fall. There's a dip again, end of November, and a little bit of a rise there in December, and a dip again, January 2016, and then take off, and a dip again, March and April. I'm going to move this a little bit so you can see what happened at the beginning of this year. And let's see the last little while here. So again, you'll see there was a dip coming on to the end of the year, November, December, January, you know, climbing, but still quite light. Then it climbed, then a dip in May, and then another dip here again in July. And so when I looked at the patterns, I'll look at silver really quickly for you as well. And again, you'll see the entire timeline here is represented this time, so 2010 to 2017. So I'm just going to move so you can kind of see the time. So you'll see that the low was around January, February. Then we had some climbing, and then a little bit of a lull here in July, then some climbing, then a lull here in January, then a big spike, then a big drop here May, a little bit of a peak, then another drop early June, a peak here, August in particular, started in July but really peaked in August, then a drop again in September, picking back up, then a drop again December, early in the year. So when I looked at both the trends of gold and silver, this is what I found. I found that looking at the historical trends, it looked like the best time to purchase precious metals, gold or silver, was in January and earlier in January. The second best time was noted to be late March, early April, and then in July. And when I thought about, like, why would that be? And first for me, I said, well, January is the beginning of the year, and people are getting over their their Christmas shopping, so maybe they don't have as much money they want to be parking in investments, or they're not in that frame of mind as yet. And I thought, July, well, that's summer. So perhaps people are more focused on traveling and being with their family and enjoying summer. Because for sure, over the years, you definitely see a consistent lull in July. But conversely, in August, there was a peak. And I'm not sure why August there was a peak. If you do know, feel free to comment below. Maybe you're aware of more of the market dynamics than I am. I'm just looking at the historical price charts and volume movements. And I thought, why mid-March? And I know for us here in Canada, we have our RSP season that usually ends at the end of February. So February could be a peak where people are investing, and so there's lots of money going into the market and therefore going across all different asset classes. And then there's like a lull in March because now everyone's parked their money, there's no rush, deadlines pass. They can wait till later. So there's what I had. I overall would say if you are looking to invest and you want to invest in your RRSP, then I would recommend you invest in January rather than in February. So you can still meet the deadline, but you get a good price. And then I would say the next March and April happened a couple of years. I'd say the two peak ones I saw were early January, late December, and then in July. So we're heading into December, January now. Keep track of the price point, and if you have funds set aside to put into your precious metal investing as a part of your portfolio, then you educate yourself and decide if it's the right time for you. But for me, I'm looking around this time and heading into the end of the year and early in January, and then next again I'll keep track and it'll be in July. All right, on to the next question. The biggest next question about timing. Is it now or later? One of the key things I believe when I look at answering that question is I like to buy when the price is low and when people are ignoring that asset class, because then there's going to be, I consider it's on sale, it's a bargain. And for me particularly, there's a lot of attention on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is surging and everybody's telling you to get into Bitcoin. I am going to do the complete opposite. I don't want to buy when something's high. I want to buy when it's low, when it's cheap, so that when I sell it, I have a higher probability of selling it for a profit. And so right now for me, the prices for silver and gold are very attractive. And so I think it's a great time to buy. Second, I'm really concerned about the global economy. There's so many signals and signs, and a lot of people are now coming out. Even Tony Robbins recently came out and warned that there is an economic crash coming soon, and you need to look and organize your investment portfolio to minimize the potential impact on yourself. So to me, with those two factors, I believe that now is a good time to invest in precious metals. The rule of thumb is that you're really looking to have 10 to 20% of your investment portfolio in precious metals as a hedge against that economic collapse, and also to play into the appreciation that often happens, because when there's an economic collapse, people pull their money out of the market and run to physical items. So you would be on the winning side because you bought while it was cheap. So there you have it. That's my answer. I believe a great time, sorry, I swallowed a word there. I believe a great time in terms of time of year to purchase is end of the year, early January. Next best time looks like July, and March and April showed some opportunity as well. Thanks for watching. I welcome any questions or comments, and I'll see you in my next video.